Say when. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to CongaMasterClass.com. It is a great honor for us to be here today, sharing some very important information with you. Stephen, Mike, and I thought it would be an excellent idea to have this great, legendary family from Cuba known as Los Terrys, who are such great musicians all the way around, and they're going to share some of their knowledge of this great instrument known as the chequere. So here we have Don Pancho Terry.
Aplausos.
Thank you.
And we have Yosvani Terry.
Aplausos.
And we have Junior Terry.
Aplausos otra vez.
Miguelito.
Sin aplausos.
Sin aplausos. So we're just going to kind of have a conversation with them, kind of a very relaxed environment, and get some inside information on how they do what they do. By the way, these guys not only are great percussionists and chequere players, but Don Pancho plays violin. He's a great composer and an arranger. And Yosvani Terry, also a composer and arranger, great saxophone player who also plays piano. And Junior Terry, a great bass player and violin player, and they're all composers and arrangers. So, you know, they are all-around musicians. And Yosvani and Junior are currently living in New York City, and Don Pancho still lives in Cuba. So this is a very rare opportunity for all of us to be together. So that being said, we'll start with the master, Don Pancho. I'm going to ask him, ¿cuándo, a qué edad comenzaste a tocar el chequere?
Mira, primeramente me siento muy bien de estar compartiendo con ustedes aquí y poderles explicar algo sobre un instrumento que es parte de mi vida. Este instrumento, de niño, yo aprendí a tocar este instrumento. Yo fui nacido y criado en una casa donde se practicaba el culto sincrético, concretamente la santería. Allí tuve la posibilidad de crecer dentro de todos estos instrumentos que forman parte de esa cultura, y con muy temprana edad ya pude aprender, conocer y dominar sobre todo en estos instrumentos, sobre todo el chequere, que es un instrumento que me identifica internacionalmente, como es conocido. Y ese instrumento, con muy temprana edad, como lo comencé a tocar, podría decirte que en ese tiempo la mayoría de las personas que tocaban ese instrumento no conocían música, no tenían conocimiento de música, y yo lo aprendí a tocar una vez ya que tenía conocimiento académico, de que pude desarrollar un trabajo sobre este instrumento, del cual le voy a hablar posteriormente.
Muy bien. You wanna?
I want you to.
So the question that I asked him is, when did he start playing the chequere? And he said that he started at a very young age when he was a kid, and had the opportunity to also go to school musically and academically, educate himself, and that he grew up in a house where this is a traditional instrument that's used in Santeria religion and so forth, and that's how he was able to develop, you know, his technique and the experience that he acquired by playing the chequere. And he's very, I mean, even though he's a great violin player, he's known all over the world for being, you know, truly a chequere master. Te puedo hacer una pregunta, por ejemplo, explícale a ellos de dónde, en tu opinión, de dónde viene el chequere. Y
bueno, te puedo decir, el chequere es un instrumento que desciende de África. Incluso cuando a los africanos les prohibían que dieran sus fiestas, los cabildos, con el propósito de que pudieran descansar y rendir mayor tarea, ellos utilizaban el chequere porque el mismo repercutía menos sonoridad que el tambor y le hacía muy lucida su fiesta. En este caso, el chequere también se da en en nuestro país se da el chequeré, pero un poco que en la medida que se fueron returando las tierras, el chequeré se fue apartando más de las ciudades. Pero ese instrumento como tal es un instrumento que se puede usar en todo tipo de género dentro de la música. En la mayoría de los casos, las personas que no tienen un dominio del instrumento, un conocimiento, lo utilizan mayormente en las partes de los, digamos, de los números, lo que nosotros llamamos guajeo, cuando se puede hacer un movimiento, una característica, es aceptable. Pero el chequeré, como todo instrumento, cuando se toca con él, se debe de tocar desde que comienza el número hasta el final. Lo que sucede con cualquier otro instrumento de la percusión, ya sea una paila, una batería, todo el mundo toca desde el principio hasta el final. El hecho de no tener un dominio del instrumento hace que la persona, en muchos casos, lo dejen para el final, para esa parte que consideran más propia. Bueno, yo pudiera decir, en una sección de un número, ya sea una sección de metales, se escribe se escribe una parte para un pasaje para esa sección, y cada vez que se toca el número y llegue a esa parte de la sección donde funcionan los metales, eso se oye maravilloso. Pero si esa misma sección de metales se usa en otra parte del número donde no está concebido, no es igual. Entonces, o sea que el chequeré comienza y debe ir cambiando de acuerdo al esquema rítmico que va llevando la pieza que se está tocando. Y incluso pienso que en la mayoría, no solamente en el caso de que los directores de orquesta puedan ir conociendo más las posibilidades del instrumento, va a ser más usado. Porque yo he tocado, puedo tocar en cualquier tipo de género, y hay una cosa curiosa: la gente que domina ese instrumento en la música folclórica es una cosa, pero cuando lo trae a tocar en una orquesta ya es otra, porque esos golpes que se usan en el folclore no tiene que ver nada con la música popular. Y como decía anteriormente, para mí ha sido muy beneficioso, ya después de aprenderlo, haber tenido conocimiento académico, eso me facilitó adaptarlo a todo tipo de música. He tocado y toco lo mismo en grupos de soul, en grupos de jazz, con la orquesta sinfónica, he tocado incluso como instrumento solista, y pienso que realmente lo fundamental es conocer sus posibilidades, y es accesible a todo tipo de género.
Perfect. So I asked him, that was a very long answer, so I'll do my best to translate. I asked him to tell us where the chequere came from, and he went on to say that, as we already all know, that the chequere comes from from Africa. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. And let me ask you one more thing. ¿Nos puede explicar de una manera más específica de qué país en África?
Bueno, eso, el chequere se toca en toda África, se toca el chequere, pero generalmente la cultura yoruba desciende fundamentalmente de la parte de Nigeria. Y yo tuve la posibilidad de estar en Nigeria, y sucedió una cosa curiosa, porque alterné con una orquesta que era de chequere. En ese momento yo dirigía la Orquesta Maravilla de Florida, y ellos tocaron primero, después tocábamos nosotros, y ellos volvían a tocar. Y sucedió que tocaron, cuando nosotros tocamos, y me vieron tocar chequeré, ya no quisieron tocar más, no tocaron más, porque ellos no consideraban que un instrumento que viene de África, sino de África, en otra parte del mundo,
se haya desarrollado tanto.
Podía desarrollarse tanto.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying previously, the chequere comes from Africa, and there's many different countries in Africa that use this instrument. Excuse me. However, the influences in Cuba are more based from the Lukumi people of Nigeria and such. And he also went on to talk about the whole development of the instrument, because as we already know, these instruments are used in religious setting. But he also talked about the possibility of using this instrument in popular music styles, which it's such a great instrument. It can be used in many different things. He went on to mention that he has used it in like jazz music, Cuban salsa music, classical music, and all those different places. So in other words, you take an instrument like this, like the checker is such a unique instrument, and you think, well, what can I do with this? There's really a lot of possibilities, and possibilities are endless as far as like what you can do with this instrument. And later on, you get to see these great masters play the checker for you. He also went on to say that he had the opportunity to go to Nigeria to perform, and con La Maravilla de Florida, ¿no?
Sí, sí. No.
With one great band from Cuba, Maravilla de Florida, which he was the musical director of the band. And when they saw him perform the Chekere, they couldn't really believe that the Chekere could have been taken up to that level. So, again, this is really such a true honor for us to be here with them. I'm going to move over to Yosvani and Junior and talk to them a little bit. Le voy a preguntarle a tus hijos.
Podría decirte algo también que para mí es una profunda satisfacción, porque ya el chequeré en nosotros es algo que es parte de la familia.
Exactly.
Hay una tradición familiar.
It's a very great satisfaction for him, because the chequere is now something that is a part of their family.
Y me place mucho mis hijos que han desarrollado también ese instrumento, lo tocan maravillosamente.
And it's a great honor and a great pleasure for him to see his kids carry the flag and, in essence, also develop their own styles and way of playing the instrument. So let me talk to Yosvani, man. Yosvani now, he lives in America, so he understands English. You want to do it in English or in Spanish? All right. So what year did you come from Cuba to the U.S.?
When I first started coming here to the U.S. in '95 to be part of the Stanford Jazz Workshop, which is a workshop that happens within the Stanford University. And they were the people that gave me the opportunity to start coming out here, meet musicians in the Bay Area, and through the exchange with what was happening here in the Bay Area, which was the area that I was visiting the most since '95, and then it was an opportunity back then.
Great. Do you have a question you want to ask him?
Well, I want to. I have a couple of questions, Junior, with your permission. I'll ask it in English, and then you can. I want to go back to your father just for a minute. What I want to ask Don Pancho is, before he introduced the chequere into the popular music, into la música popular, was he the first to do that? And like, did all the other musicians go, "What are you doing?" In other words, like, was there sort of, a resistance to that, or were they like going, "Wow, I've never heard that before, but that's really cool"? Or did he have to struggle to get them to accept what he was doing?
Miguel quiere regresar hacia ti y hacerte una pregunta. Dice que si cuando tú comenzaste a utilizar el chequeré en la música popular, que si tú fuiste el primero y que si existió algún tipo de resistencia entre los músicos, como que, wow, ¿cómo vamos a usar el chequeré en este instrumento?
Bueno, sucedió una cosa muy curiosa, porque estando en la orquesta hablaba de el tío mío, que se llamó Dionisio Guzmán González, que decían Tanguito, en el santo del Echú Batolú, en el santo. Y yo tocaba ese instrumento. Un integrante de la Orquesta Maravilla de Florida, que era cantante, se le ocurre realmente hablar cometido para que le prestara el instrumento para tocar la orquesta, pensando que iba a tocar el instrumento, que podía tocar el instrumento. Bueno, le digo, pues hablé con mi tío, se dio el instrumento. Cuando estábamos en el ensayo, cuando llegamos a la orquesta, todos cogieron el chequeré. Cuando yo lo cogí, la gente, no, ya este que lo va a tocar. Ya yo lo dominaba. Ya yo lo dominaba. Para mí fue fácil. Pues como tenía dominio del instrumento,
Exacto.
ya tenía el concepto del género, simplemente ya lo que se estaba funcionando.
O sea, que no hubo ninguna complicación.
No,
ni nada.
Lo que después comencé a desarrollar ya un trabajo ya
Exacto.
mucho más amplio.
So yeah, he brought the instrument to the band because in the band that he was playing at, his uncle, the singer, asked the uncle if he could bring the checkere to play in the band, and he said, yeah, fine, and he brought it in, and then when he brought the checkere in, it was like everybody wanted to play the checkere, and it was kind of chaos. And then when he played the checkere, everybody was like, okay, that's it. Nobody else is going to play the checkere. That's your job, you know. So he ended up being the checkere player.
Así fue.
Great.
So now my question actually to both of you would be, did your daddy come and go, all right, you're going to learn to play the checkere, or was it something that the two of you guys went, oh wow, I really want to do what daddy does?
Well, for us it was different because since we were growing up very little, and he was with the Orquesta Maravilla de Florida.
Can I interrupt for one? Everybody, if you do not have a Maravillas de Florida CD, you need to go buy one now. Like, just go get that music. You can come back to the site later. Go buy a CD of Maravillas de Florida. Some of the greatest music you'll ever hear. Disculpa, bud.
Yeah. So we grew up seeing him practicing the violin and then playing with the orchestra, Maravilla Florida, the violin and the checkere. So as we were all at a very early age interested in music, something that he never wanted to force us to study music. He said that if we wanted to be anything, it was perfect for us, but he didn't want us to be a musician just because he liked the music.
Right.
So I remember being really little, and since for us it left a huge impression on us, we wanted to play the instrument, but since we were really little, we didn't know anything about the instrument. So all we could do was take big bottles of water, the plastic one, fill it up with the black beans or anything, and then we would pretend at early age he would bring us to the stage, and then we thought that we were playing the instrument. So it happened very naturally, very naturally, in that way, in which we were not forced, or it was never like, oh, you have to learn the instrument, nothing like that. We just tried to imitate what our father was doing. Yeah.
And was that true for you?
Yeah, well, it's the same case. Just by seeing him every night, as he was mentioning earlier, we were trying to, we picked it up. There was a lot of checkeres at home, always around. So, and it catch your attention if you're a kid to see that girl with so many seeds of colors, and just to see her also playing it every night. So it was really easy for us to try to imitate with whatever we had. I remember I had a little checkere as a kid, but before that I had just a plastic cup, that beer cup full of stone, whatever. It was the easiest thing to shake. It looked like a toy if you were a kid. It looked like a toy.
Yeah. Your poor mother. All of you walking around the house.
Nah, but she liked it.
But also at a very early age, we started, since he practiced violin every day, we wanted to study violin. So that's why when we were like 5 years old, we told him that no, we wanted to practice violin, learn violin.
Yeah.
Of course, he asked, are you sure about it? And I said, no, yeah, we want to be a musician. So he got us a private teacher, and that was the end of playing with your friends on Saturday because the class was on Sunday. So then you couldn't play because of, at very early age then he was trying to teach us music was something serious, so you have to be disciplined to do it. If you decided that you wanted to be a musician, then you needed to practice. It wasn't just a hobby, I pick up the instrument today, and then in 2 months, I decide for another one. No. So we have to learn. Even before playing the violin, we have to learn solfege, learn all the musical system, and then then they let us pick up the instrument.
So I guess one of my last questions would be that in your home, in some sense, there was no distinction or hierarchy between la música popular, la música folclórica, la música clásica. Music was music, right? You would learn to read, but at the same time you might be singing for Ogun at 3 o'clock and playing Beethoven at 4 o'clock. Am I? Well, no, but if you think
seriously,
and that, I think is a really important thing, and only very few people can give that to their children, that sense of
completeness
of the totality.
There is one thing also when you're a kid, you don't ask yourself, what are you doing,
Yeah.
Since, you're at a very early age, before you know anything, even to talk, you've been taken to ceremonies, you've been taken to concerts, then you've been taken to a carnival. So there's so much things happening that you never stop and ask, what is this music? No, for you, it's all
one thing.
And then it's interesting because what happens in Cuba, even, for all of you that are also practitioners of different religions, it's interesting because even when you're a kid and you have your cousin and you go to a ceremony, this is not that you talk in the school, something that you talk in the school with your friends. No, it's like something that belongs to the family,
Right.
So it's not that you go to the school and say, oh, I went to this ceremony. No. It's like a private thing that you have. So it's at early age you learn to separate things, but to put them all together at the same time.
Right.
It's like you just do it naturally. You don't have any.
I think that's what makes our culture, the Cuban music, so rich, because there's so much of that. Although that complete element of all these different variations and traditions that kind of, we all learn. You don't have to know it all, but you learn a little bit from this one, a little bit from this one, and then when you throw it all together and you think of it as one thing, then the possibility is endless as far as your vocabulary as a musician.
Well, I think as the one American sitting with 4 Cubans,
it doesn't apply to you.
No, what applies though is estoy celoso. No, en el sentido de, if you listen to the work of all of these 4 gentlemen, all of them, their CDs, their arrangements, their compositions, their ability to synthesize all of these different things, from classical music to timba to arara to whatever, it's that thing that so much of my culture never had. So thank you for...
quiero
decir algo. Cuando yo toco el chequeré, yo disfruto el chequeré, yo disfruto ese instrumento cuando lo toco. Y tengo muchos recuerdos gratos de ese instrumento. Y voy a decir más, yo he estado impartiendo clases en la Escuela Nacional de Arte, en el Instituto Superior de Arte, en Cuba, en otros países, he estado dando clases. Tengo muchos alumnos que van a Cuba a dar clases conmigo. Pero incluso a ese instrumento, que es parte de mi vida, yo le debo mi imagen. Mi imagen yo se la debo a ese instrumento. Pero una cosa simpática. Yo tocaba como... cuando dirigía la orquesta y tocaba la música popular, al tocar violín, yo tocaba el violín, lo compartía con el chequeré. Primero tocaba el violín, después cuando el chequeré llegó a la orquesta, tocaba los 2 instrumentos. Pero cuando iba a tocar el chequeré, yo sacaba el chequeré del estuche, me ponía el sombrero y tocaba el chequeré. El sombrero me lo ponía nada más y cuando iba a tocar el chequeré. Pero sucedía cosas curiosas. ¿Sabes qué? Este tipo de sombrero, pues, cuando yo terminaba de tocar, guardaba el sombrero en el estuche del chequeré. Cuando iba a tocar nuevamente, el sombrero estaba todo estrujado. Entonces yo cogía, le rociaba agua y para que se pusiera nuevamente en forma. Eso era todos los días. A veces llegaba a los bailes, en los carnavales, en todos los lugares, y de momento tenía que estar buscando agua. Los tanques ya estaban llenos de cerveza y llenos de hielo. Entonces, compraba cerveza para echarle al sombrero, para ponerme. Y un buen día dije, me quito todo de arriba, pongo mi sombrero así y se acabó la fuerza. y así, y eso se ha convertido en mi imagen.
Oh, he's saying that, you know, he's really grateful to the Chekere and the image that the Chekere helped create for himself, to be well known all over the world. He taught at, or still currently teaches at Escuela Nacional de Arte in Cuba and abroad, and then he went on to tell the story about when he was when the leader of the band, and he would play the violin and the Chekere, and then he would go back and forth between the two on how the Chekere created this image of him with the big hat, and he only put the big hat on when he was playing the Chekere, and they would have to take the hat out, and it was all wrinkled, and he poured water on it. It was kind of a funny story. But in any case, I think that, you know, we're almost about done as far as the talking part. But before we finish, I want to ask Giovanni and Junior if they want to tell us a little bit about their CD, their current projects that they have out there, so you guys are familiar with that. If you want to go out and purchase one of their CDs, I'm sure they really appreciate it. ¿Cuáles son los discos que tú tienes? ¿Tú hiciste un disco nuevo?
Yeah.
El micrófono.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been working in New York with my own projects, and one of them is with my quintet, which there's a CD coming out soon. And also, we created this project, Yedek Be, and the Afro-Caribbean Legacy, which really focused in the heritage of the Arara culture in Cuba and the Caribbean. And also, this project is going to be coming out, which we're recording more tunes to add to the CD, and will be coming out very soon. And there is another project that I call it the Afro-Cuban Roots, which we only do it with the batas, piano and bass, and saxophone.
Sounds great. So where can, if they want to get something like that, where can they go to your website to buy?
Yeah, they can go to my website, which is
website?
under my name is josvaniterry.com.
We'll write it.
Which is YOSVANYTERRY.com.
Okay.
And through my website, I'll be putting them also in Amazon.com too, and it will be also digital distribution for it. So
very good. Okay.
I will pretty soon have an album ready. I'm in the midst of recording it. I won this year a fellowship through the Meet the Composer, the Van Leer Fellowship, and that gave me the opportunity to have some time to compose music and to record some of the material. So I will be having an album pretty soon out, and will be also on my website, juniorterry.com. And I hope you like it. Be under Junior Terry and Son de Altura. It's a project that
right, Son de Altura.
Son de Altura. I've been working on some of the styles, a lot of the styles within Cuban music, popular styles, and so son, guaracha, cha-cha-cha, rumba. It's a lot of things right there. So,
great.
I wanted to say also that it's another thing that, in a way, it's happening to us also in New York. It's like, since people have seen us playing so much with the Checker in different bands, and in all the jazz club festival and everything. Now that it's impossible when they call you for the gig, the first thing they say, "Can you please bring the Checker?" I say, "Yeah." So now we cannot leave the house without.
You got the stamp on, man. That's it.
Yeah, pero felicidades.
No, it was important also because when we were little and we were trying to learn the instrument, but there's also a time in your life when you're a teenager and you're checking all the kinds of music and you're discovering this and that, and then I think my father at one point he thought they're not really paying a bit attention on the saxophone, so he sat us and he said, "Well, you need to really dedicate time to the Checker, because it will be time in your life that you will be called to play the instrument and know the instrument that you're playing."
Wow.
And it's happening, because sometimes I've been called for recording and said, "We only need the Checker for this recording." So he said, "Okay." I mean, I love playing the Checker. It's like I have a really fun time playing the instrument too. It's not that it needs to be with the saxophone and everything like that. It's like, we love the instrument.
Great, man. But we want to thank you guys for coming and, and sharing some of your history with us.
Thank you guys for having us.
Very important.
Thank you for having us here.
Very important. Bravo. So we're going to join us at the next class where we're going to listen to
Play
the
Checkity.
Checkity. See you in a sec.